Hello children, welcome back again. Yesterday we discussed the question answers true or false of the lesson Dog Finds His Master. Let's now move on to the next. What is that? Words in use, phrases. In the sentence, he was tired of wandering about by himself looking for food. Looking for food means searching. Here in this sentence, the sentence is like he was tired of wandering about by himself looking for food. Looking for food means searching. The meaning of looking for, those two particular words, looking for, it means searching. ಹುಡುಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So what is that looking for? That is phrase, that is called phrase. So what is phrase now? Let's see here. What is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words that go together but do not make a complete sentence. Right? A group of words that stands together as a single grammatical unit but does not contain a subject and verb. It is group of related words without both subject and predicate. Phrases act as a single part of speech in a sentence. But those group of words functions as a single part of speech. The group of words, for example, looking for, that is a group of word that functions as a single part of speech. It is a group of two or more words but functioning as a meaningful unit within a sentence. In a sentence, it is giving a complete meaning, but you take it as a single. If you are trying to find the meaning of those phrases, you will not find. It will not convey a complete meaning, but within a sentence it will give you a complete meaning. But it is not a sentence. Phrase is not a sentence because it is not a complete idea with the subject, verb and a predicate. What is phrase? A phrase is a group of words that does not make complete sense. Phrase is a group of words that does not make complete sense. Means that is a group of words, but it will not convey a meaning, not give you a complete sense, not meaning. Let's see here one example. The cat sits on the mat. Here you can see this cat is sitting on the mat. The cat sits on the mat. Here in the above example, on the mat is a phrase. This is a group of words, right? This is called phrase here because it consists of group of words. This is group of word on the mat. Here three words are there, so that is a group of words. But it is not giving you a complete meaning. That does not make complete sense. But you are using it in a sentence. The cat sits on the mat. Now it is giving you a complete meaning. What is phrase? Phrase is a group of two or more words functioning as a meaningful unit within a sentence. It is functioning as a meaningful unit. It is giving meaning, but not separately, but it gives you a meaning within a sentence. That is phrase. A phrase does not contain subject or verb. Consequently, it will not convey a complete thought. But the words phrase functions as subject of the sentence or object. It doesn't have meaning if it is used alone. It is having no subject and verb combination, and it does not have meaning if it is used alone. But if it is used in a sentence, it has a unique meaning. Let's see with one example. A beautiful girl. Take some group of words, that is a beautiful girl. This is a group of words, right? In this group of words, it is having subject or verb. A beautiful girl. No, there is no subject. We are not talking about anything. Means subject is not there. And not even the verb is there. And this group of words giving any meaning while using alone. A beautiful girl, it's just a word. But is these words are giving any meaning? No, those are not giving meaning alone. It is conveying any meaningful thought or idea. No, that those group of words are not conveying any thought or idea. Now this same words, a beautiful girl. Let me use these words in a sentence. Radha is a beautiful girl. Radha is a beautiful girl. Is this group of words now conveying any meaning? Yes, because we are talking about Radha. Radha is a subject. Radha is verb there, helping verb. Radha is a beautiful girl. Now that sentence is giving you complete meaning, but a beautiful girl, that is phrase there. What is phrase? Phrase are group of words without both a subject and a verb that functions as a single part of speech. There are many types in phrases. Verb phrase, prepositional phrase, infinitive phrase, gerund phrase, noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase. First one, noun phrase. What is noun phrase? The tiny mouse. Here you can see the tiny mouse. Tiny mouse. There we are talking about tiny mouse. It is noun, so it is noun phrase. Verb phrase, here was reading. The action is going there, so it is a verb phrase. Was reading is a verb phrase. Adjective phrase, very tall. Tall is adjective, so it is very tall. It is adjective phrase. Next is adverb phrase. Adverb phrase, only occasionally. Only occasionally. It is adverb, giving meaning to the verb, to the action. So it is adverb phrase. Prepositional phrase, on the table. On the table. What is there on the table? There are some flowers. So on the table, the preposition is there. So it is prepositional phrase. Now let's see this exercise. You can make other phrases with the word look. We can make other phrases also by using the word look. Look after. First phrase is look after. What is the meaning of look after? Take care of something. The meaning of look after is to take care. He remained in the village to look after his parents. To take care of his parents, he remained in the village. So, look after is a phrase. Next one, look down on. The meaning of this phrase is think that someone is less important than you. The meaning of look down on is thinking that someone is less important than you. Here one example is given. Let's see how they are using in sentence the phrase look down on. She thinks they look down on her because she is poor. She thinks that they look down on her. Somebody is thinking that she is less important than them. She is thinking so because she is poor. Next one, look up to. The meaning of look up to is admire or respect. Look up to meaning to give respect, to admire. Here in sentence how they have used, I always looked up to my teachers, means I always give respect to the teachers. So instead of respect they are using here look up to. I always looked up to my teachers. Next is look forward to. The meaning of look forward to, this is a phrase, this is a group of words, but this group of words is giving any meaning, is conveying any meaning? No. So how they have used in sentence, let's see. The meaning of look forward to is to wait eagerly. I am looking forward to the holidays. I am waiting for the holidays very eagerly. I am looking forward to going home during the holidays. I am looking forward, I am waiting eagerly to the holidays, because to go to the home. So now use a phrase with look in the place of the italicized words in this sentence. He was eagerly waiting for his class 10th results. Here italicized words are eagerly waiting. Instead of these words we have to use the phrase with look. So the meaning of eagerly waiting, what phrase you can use instead of eagerly waiting? Yes, here it has given look forward to. So children, how you will use look forward to instead of eagerly waiting? He was looking forward. Eagerly waiting means looking forward. He was looking forward for his class 10th results. You can use here eagerly waiting as look forward to. Next is, we should not think someone less important because he or she cannot speak English fluently. How you will change this sentence? By using phrase look. The italicized words are think someone less important. Instead of these group of words, we have to use here a phrase using with look. So think someone less important. Here which phrase you will use? Look down. How you will use it in sentence? We should not look down someone because he or she cannot speak English fluently. So this is the phrase we can use. Look down. It means think someone less important. Next is, children admire and respect the teachers who inspire them. Admire and respect. Here italicized words are admire and respect. Here we have to use the phrase that is look, admire and respect. The meaning of that and what phrase we can use there, that is look up to. Children look up to the teachers who inspire them. Instead of admire and respect, we can use the phrase look up to. Children look up to the teachers who inspire them. Next is, Shravan Kumar took great care of his parents. Took great care. Here we can use look after, means to take care. Shravana Kumar looked after his parents. Great care, took great care. So TOOK took. Instead of that we used looked after his parents. Look after means to take care of something, to take care of someone, to take care of something. You can look after another person or yourself. The meaning of look after is to take care of something or someone. Hope students you understood the phrases. So tomorrow We will continue the grammar part in our next class. Thank you.